All right. So I'm going to briefly cover the intention for the series and the intention for tonight's session. So the intention of the series is to leave you able to deal powerfully with each and every aspect of your life. And the intention of tonight's session is to deepen the distinction racket as an access to possibility. And second, to begin to distinguish the genesis of identity. You're going to love that part. You're going to love the whole thing, but that part's pretty awesome. All right, so I want to take some sharing from the assignments. So we're going to start with the first assignment. The first assignment was to have an enrollment conversation with 3 people in your life in which you share with them a new possibility that you've invented for yourself in your life in a way that leaves those people touched, moved, like inspired, like you're lit up, they're impacted by the presence of that possibility. So you're to practice having enrollment conversations. So, who'd like to share from doing this part of the assignment? Barry, please. One other person? Please, Linda, that'd be great.
So my reasonable behavior was to shy away from public speaking and to be in front of people and look at people in the face like I'm doing right now. The dance course did that. And my unreasonable task in this course was to sign up in my congregation, Jewish congregation, to do a teaching, public teaching either this every week, and I would be the volunteer, rather than be the one saying, oh, I can't do this because everybody's smarter than me, and they're going to listen to me, they're Oregon mostly. And what I did, I did some careful research, and rather than stand and read something, I was walking around. The people are around me, so I'm walking around, talking to people in the face, like this here. And normally there's chattering all over the place. This room, you couldn't hear a pin drop. It was awesome. It was almost scary.
And what was the possibility that you enrolled them in?
That I am a different person. That I can express thoughts that are good for them to think about. They can respond to me. They can learn something. And that I'm the one who was doing this with them.
Yes.
So
wow,
that was a very great experience.
That's really great.
I can't wait to volunteer to do it. Now I know what it means to get in front of people's face to fundraising or to build a business or to get things done. You have to get in people's faces.
Yes. Isn't that great, Barry? Well, look, I completely get the breakthrough. I mean, first of all, let's acknowledge that breakthrough. And in the conversation that you had, what was it that you said?
So listen to this. I actually...
Hang on. My question's specific.
All right.
What was it that you said that was the enrollment conversation that you had?
Right.
That's specific. I got the whole thing was an enrollment conversation, but what specifically was it that you said to enroll them in?
Everybody gets upset. You can come. And just as I started, it happened that the Thursday before, I blew up my wife. I'm making dinner and thinking in my mind about business stuff that I was worried about. She walked in all peaceful, telling me that she saw a notice about the electricity would be turned off the next day, and I blew up. So I started my whole presentation this way. What's that all about? And there are times when, at least the way we take it, is that there are times that you can't come too close to God. God's busy. And you may get a bad reaction if it's the wrong time. And so what's this all about? How do we overcome it? What's upset? 3 things that being upset. How do we deal with this? So I was dealing with this.
Yes.
And people were really good. And I said, everybody gets it. Meaning that everybody gets upset. And everybody can get out of this. So
you created the possibility of transformation with that.
I was doing that. I didn't use those words, but that's what
I get it.
This was
I mean,
happening.
look, can you hear that? I mean, you have to kind of listen through to hear it because we're listening for the spaces. I'm just going to use this opportunity to develop our ability with enrollment, right? If you listen in the spaces, you notice you didn't say, I'm being authentic, I'm being inauthentic, and this is the inauthenticity, and this is the impact of the inauthenticity, and this is the new possibility. But you can hear the spaces if you're listening. You can hear those spaces in there. Distinguish the inauthenticity with his wife. Now, you didn't quite get too far into the impact, but the impact was present in the conversation, wasn't it? Weren't you present to the impact of that? And then there's this conversation like, where does that come from? Where does that come from? And that possibility that that's not who you are was also right there in the conversation, in the background of it. So it wasn't the formulaic enrollment conversation. It was enrollment as spaces. Can you guys get that?
Yes.
Okay, good. Can you get that, Barry?
That's spacey, but I think I got it, yes.
Yeah, you created spaces in the conversation. I mean, an enrollment conversation creates spaces called being inauthentic.
Oh, I
Impact.
opened up spaces for the people I'm with.
That's right.
Spaces of- yes.
You touched on these different
Yes.
spaces in the conversation.
Yes, and it had impact on me. I was thrilled. It was like, actually, it's a thrilling, passionate experience to be whole with people in that kind of an environment.
Yes.
It was a new experience.
Well done, Barry. High five.
Hey, so I had a conversation with my dad tonight, and my father is the dearest person in the world to me. Genuinely, since I could open my eyes, he's been the dearest person in the world to me. And when I went through the forum, I was certain that there was nothing incomplete in my relationship with my dad.
Yeah.
And as I began to unpack that over the last few weeks, and in the advanced course, when it's more about us as group, us as family, us as world, that inauthenticity became really plain to me.
Mm.
That my father and I talk about how dear we are to each other, but we don't talk to each other a lot. When we get together, we love each other deeply. We're very close together, but that doesn't happen very often. And that to me just came out as a really odd juxtaposition.
Yeah, yeah.
I love to spend time with this man, and I don't spend time with this man. So Justin knows how funny this is. I called him over the weekend, and we had the world's shortest conversation about the fact that I acknowledged that I wasn't as close with him and I wanted to be. And I followed up with him tonight, and we talked at length about it. And I said, Dad, don't you think it's funny that we do this?
Mm.
That we know that we love to talk to each other, and yet neither one of us kind of makes the effort to talk. And so
And I'm sorry, if you don't mind, I'm gonna highlight a few things as you're sharing, it's really
Okay.
great. So you guys can hear, there's the inauthenticity space right there. But you didn't say I'm being inauthentic, but there's the inauthenticity. It's odd that we say we want this, we say we love each other and love to be together, but we don't. We don't do it. Please, thank you.
And so I actually did use the A word with him. I said, what we call that in the landmark forum is we call that being inauthentic.
Oh.
Because this is truly what I am.
Oh my goodness, she said it.
This is
That's
who I
fine
am.
too, by the way, that's not a problem.
And yet this is not what I do.
Yeah.
And so I want my actions and my self to be in alignment.
Mm.
That's important to me. In integrity with each other.
Yes.
This is really cool. Where did you learn this? So, he's really curious about it. And so we'll have some more conversations about how that's going to play out. But we agreed that we're going to make a point of being together regularly, at least on the phone. He lives in San Diego, so
Yeah.
Maybe we'll visit a little more often. But at least we'll talk on the phone maybe once a week. That would be good.
Yeah.
And this is huge for me.
Yes.
Because I don't have time for that. I'm so busy doing things so that I can earn people's love. I don't have time to experience love. Who has time for that? I'm so busy earning it. So
Yes.
this is a huge breakthrough for me that I'm acting on, and it feels really good. It feels like I have some power in myself now.
Good job. You transformed your relationship with your dad.
I did.
Yeah.
I did.
Good job. Really great. In the space of that, now I want to give everybody an opportunity to share. And I want you to, share what opened up for you from taking on the assignment about enrollment. Or look, if you didn't do the assignment, my request is that in this sharing opportunity that you begin to look to see, what's the barrier that you have to sharing yourself? Just look to see what that is. I mean, look, you speculate, inquire into what's the barrier that I have to sharing myself. Take the case. There's a barrier. If you find yourself resisting enrollment, and look to see what is that barrier. So use this sharing as an opportunity to create a breakthrough in your self-expression. That's the opportunity that's here. So I'm going to give you a minute each way. Does anybody not have a partner? Lorenzo, can you include Claudio in your group there?
I actually don't have one because I
You don't
want.
have a partner? Okay, great. Why don't you come on over here?
Okay.
That's great. Thank you, Danielle.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Okay, good. So I'm going to give you a minute each way to share with your partner. Ready? Begin.